Man, it's hot out here, bro. I'm out here, you know what I mean? Getting some clearing done, etc., etc. But yeah, man, today holds a really special, today's a special day that holds, that I can get my requests for blessings and things like that will be, it'll be more potent for today. And so I've already, turned on, you know, these divine endowed treasures that my spiritual Master Z Gang Shai, downloaded to my soul. And so if you want a healing, you can receive it, because it's coming from my voice. And yeah, something I wanted I really wanted to touch on, because I want to have this channel be more into more about spirituality and all the stuff that I said I was devoting my life to. You know what I mean? And I want to talk about something that I believe might help some people. Okay. Now, it takes a lot whenever you admit to the world about some of your struggles and things you might need to work on. That stuff is really hard, and a lot of people will do anything. A lot of people do anything to stop from doing some true introspection on themselves and looking at looking at. Some people don't like to do that, and I can understand to a degree because I've been like that before in life. And there's levels and layers to everything. You know what I mean? And you know where a blockage is in your life by the things that keep happening over and over again. You know what I mean? So, like, let's say if every time you are in a relationship or something, you have, I guess, like an abusive partner or something like that, and it keeps happening. That's a blockage, okay? That needs to be transmuted on the spiritual level. You know what I mean? Some people don't believe in karma. That's cool if you don't believe it. Then what you could say to yourself is there's some things that you need to work out to make that stop, and certain techniques. I guess train your mind or, stuff like that. My whole thing is, and I get frustrated with this sometimes because, it's like a lot of times I'm like, man, I really did real good, with it. And then they'll have stuff and then God will show me how, I need to even peel back more layers. And it's like, caring what, people think about you and worrying about people, judging you and stuff like this. You know what I mean? And I've made a whole lot of progress in that area, but I see it's more and more and more and more and more. And whenever you are into spirituality and stuff, it's not always pleasant. You're gonna always be constantly working on things, but at the same time, with working on some of these things, you know what I mean? You actually, you gain power from it as well. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you got to feel feelings. Sometimes you have to go through things sometimes that'll be uncomfortable for, like, I guess, the test. Or for you to be able to exercise, these principles and internalize them in your life. Because, and like I said, I'm making this positive. You know what I mean? Now, I've been in the spiritual community for a while. I've seen a whole lot of different things. I've seen a whole lot of things I like, a whole lot of stuff I didn't like. I've seen a whole lot of stuff that people, that they don't see in themselves. You know what I mean? But I can see it, and it's been stuff that's in me that other people have seen that I might not can see it in myself all the way to. But see, this is what I noticed. You see, no matter what, people, a lot of times, like a narcissist, they'll keep on changing, like the goalposts. Oh, well, you did that, but you still didn't get over here and here and here. Oh, well, you got that and that yesterday, but the other day you didn't get to that and that. You know what I mean? And so it'll just be perpetually something. And then people are always looking through their lens. So each person has their own lens that they look at the world through and all that. You know what I mean? And one of my biggest challenges has been trying to maneuver, through a lot of that. You know what I mean? Because people love people. What I notice is, like, and to get to a high level, in the spirituality, it's something I'm going through. I'm gonna have to go through more and going through it. You know what I mean? Because in order to harness more power, I'm gonna be able to have to handle it. You know, and learn, how to not react as much, which I do really good sometimes. I'm a whole lot better than I used to be. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm not gonna say stop giving a fuck about people. You know what I mean? But caring less and less and less. And I've been put in situations constantly to make me work on that. That's how I know that's one thing God wants me to, that's I'm supposed to work out. And I'm just saying, I mean, just like other people have what they feel like is their truth, I have my truth. And it's been really hard, you know what I mean? I've been through and even people that are spiritually advanced, you know what I mean? There's things, man, there's all kind of stuff that I've seen. There's stuff that I have done. Sometimes people upset me, you know what I mean, or whatever, and or I'll be upset, or wanna have a fist fight, and stuff like that. I have seen, and I'm not trying to diss anybody in particular, because I have seen several people who are said to be spiritual masters and stuff, men and women, throughout the years, who there's been stuff that I've seen, there's been stuff that I might have gone with through some of them, some of it in which I definitely was having them project their stuff on me. I don't want to get into a whole lot of it. Like I said, it's men and women, and I'm talking about for years, from this year, year before that, year before that, year before that. You know what I mean? And then there's stuff that I do sometimes that I need to improve on. You know what I mean? But if I did what everybody else wanted me to do, I literally couldn't do anything at all. And there's been times to where it's like, and I'm done with the hero worship stuff too. That's another thing that I had to learn. Follow no man. No hero worship. You know what I mean? It's just been, it's been a lot of that. There's been times where I've gotten treated certain ways that other people don't get treated, which is it's my karma. You know what I mean? And ultimately, people want to point the finger, but if somebody is if somebody's so perfect, and you bring everything into your life, then if you're having some issues with somebody, how did that come into your life? You see what I'm? How did that come into your life? If you were perfect and so holy, then how do you have this stuff get attracted to your life? Yeah, I mean, you get what I'm saying? There's one thing I'll talk about because it was so long ago. They had this one dude. I'm not gonna say his name, and he's not all bad. I'm not saying that. I'm just, he was somebody who was spiritually advanced, and we linked up or whatever. You know what I mean? Our karma brought us together or whatever, and then there was lessons we both had to learn, and I would see things and have to go through things, and you couldn't get him to see that that was some of his shadow, being projected on me, and then the problems would be caused because it takes two to tango. I couldn't get him to see that. Now he could see everything else, and he was psychic, and he had some pretty good psychic abilities, but he didn't have the psychic ability enough to see whenever he was doing something fucked up. True story. Okay? Now, there was way more good things about him. Okay? And then some of the stuff that happened was my bullshit as well. See, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of times I'm trying to, how can I put this, man? I don't know, man. When you want the world to love you, then that's when some of this stuff hurts more. You know what I mean? And so if you want if you want to be loved by the world, that's where a lot of that whole conflict will come in. But the power that's been coming from these situations that I'm going through lately is I'm literally forging in the fire, and I'm literally gaining the power. I can feel the power. Like even right now. Like I'm gonna always try and be a good man. I always do. And they have people who, some people, they're gonna have you wrong, man, and they don't even know that they got you wrong. They might really think they have you wrong. They have you right, but they have you wrong. I know, because that's happened to me so many times. It's happening to me right now in a bunch of situations. They have people who, I was on the front lines with these people, risking my life. And the stuff on the front lines, risking my life, and the stuff, and how they would say it, the assumptions they would make, and that wouldn't be me at all. You know what I mean? People don't want to look at themselves, man, and be honest. Because if you was a perfect person, then you would not be on this planet right now. You know what I mean? You wouldn't. You wouldn't. Everybody has that lens they're trying to look through. You know what I mean? And I feel it, and I'm being put through situations to battle hard in that. That's one reason I made that last video I did, saying my life, I'm putting the cape on for myself, and I don't care how anybody fucking feels about it. And no longer, now I'm gonna always try and do the right thing. No longer am I gonna let somebody sit here and try to tell me that I'm some horrible person when I know that I'm not. I'm not gonna have people sit here and have me thinking that they're right about their opinions of me. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and be worried about some stuff anymore. And I'm getting the training for that. Okay? If I was such a horrible person, I wouldn't be I don't want certain stuff to sound like ego, but it just, man, if I am in a healing tradition and dedicating my life to that, and for real, I can't be all the way bad. If I was in that, I'm not going to say the spiritual temple, you know the one. If I was in there doing all this heroic stuff for mankind, I couldn't have been too horrible and evil. If I was sitting here taking up for my people, my race like I was, I couldn't be all the way bad. Man, I kid you not. I had a job at this one place, right? And it was in a really, really bad neighborhood in Houston. Really, really bad neighborhood. Probably one of the top 3 worst neighborhoods in Houston. And I was working there, and what I used to get, like, everybody I would meet in there, you know what I mean? I would try to make their day, try to bring some light and love to their day. You know what I mean? Like, they would have a bunch of females, they would come, and I wasn't trying to have sex with all of them. A lot of them I was trying to, like, protect and stuff. You know what I mean? They would come just to talk to me, you know what I mean? To have their day better, you know what I mean? I would see one of the managers. They had this one chick. She was a janitor, and I seen one of the managers. He would be saying evil, fucked up shit to her, and you see how she would be sad. And then I made it a point to get to talk to her. Started making her feel better about herself, and then she was feeling ashamed because she was like, I'm nothing but a janitor. I was like, man, don't do yourself like that. You know what I mean? Don't do yourself like that. I'd like do little nice things, like just like get her like a little gift, like little something good to eat or something, and not because I was trying to have sex. You know what I mean? That they would have young chicks in there who they would be like a lot younger. You know what I mean? And I could have had so much sex. I would try to help these people. And so that's why I'm developing a strong sense of self. Because just like people, they're not budging to see your angle. They're not. They think they right, and they gonna do the same shit they saying you doing. But when you do it, it's wrong. And when they do it, it's teaching or whatever thing that it is. And people have every right to do whatever the hell they want to do. But this is the thing. Whenever you do what you want to do to somebody, if you feel like you have to do that, then they're going to do their thing. And around, around, and around, and around, and around, and around, and around we can go. But that's one thing I definitely been working on really hard, man. I'm not going to let, no more, man. No more. No more. Okay? No more, man. No more. And when I do get to the bull, I'll keep pushing through it. You know? And so everybody who wants a healing, you can receive one. I'm not on here trying to be an asshole and nothing like that. But that's something that that's something I want y'all to think about. I'm not doing it, man. Everybody has done fucked up things. And the people who have fallen really, really far, if it's their karma to get back up, those are the ones that fly really, really, really high. Okay? And there's a lot of people who, some people could not have dealt with what I dealt with. I've dealt with stuff in my life that would could just soul shattering stuff. Okay? And so everybody's not going to understand. And you know what? They don't want to understand. Then it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? I hope that anywhere it goes, if God says the same, I hope that I can always be something positive in somebody's life and something negative. Okay? I mean, they have had people who are spiritual masters, who hold PhDs, who are doctors in Western, Eastern medicine, geniuses, writing books on quantum physics and all of that stuff. And these people will take the time out of their day to do extra things, to help me to heal, to help me work with this spiritual stuff, to give me, wisdom, to do charity stuff for me, pay for classes for me, not judge me so hard for my dark stuff, but help me to transmute it and look at it with compassion. Compassion. And I mean, so and that's why another thing, I get frustrated too. All my brothers, all the black brothers and sisters, I trust me, I'm just as frustrated. You know what I mean? And there are some, I do believe the new Illuminati needs to fall. So understand that. But man, like some of these people have done this. We're Asian people who've looked out for me like that. There's been people who's white who's looked at after me, in those ways. There's been, other black people the same, you know what I mean? So I can't never just put everybody in one box, you know what I mean? And I can't care how somebody feels about that. Okay? I mean, and so maybe that'll help somebody else, one of y'all who's listening to that. So, no more, man. No more. And so, because people, they have fucked up things about them, or what you could qualify as fucked up. So just make sure everybody, whenever you look at other people, that you give that same level of introspection. Be honest about all your motivations and stuff like that. Because some people have had me just all the way wrong, like really wrong, and I'm like, well, they know. I don't know, man. But man, I really hope that helps somebody, man. You know what I mean? One exercise you could do is you could literally this is one thing that I'll do. I'll literally set up situations that I'll do to practice. I'll do something that I'm not going to say trigger people, but to a degree, there'll be certain situations to where I'll put the mind state on, go into the situation to practice internalizing the situation. It's something you can do too. You know what I mean? Like you could go into the supermarket with a fucked up pair of slippers on, you know what I mean? And you could be like, and just, people gonna look at you crazy. So yeah, man, I gotta get back to what I was doing. But yeah, man. So I hope that helps somebody, man. I really do. And yeah, I'm gonna hit y'all back.